This is the cold start video for the 2007 Aston Martin Vantage. I'd like to start her up, please. And if you like to bring out the accelerator. With Paul and his 2007 Aston Martin Vantage, and so we're just taking it for a little spin on the roads. And so in terms of the steering, Paul, how would you describe its feel?
It's absolutely spot on, the steering. It's even with a slightly cambered road, it goes where you point it. So the steering's always been absolutely spot on. It's got 4 almost brand new tyres on it as well, so holds the road beautifully, steers exactly how you want it to, and it's a driver's car.
It looks razor sharp. I can't see any play in there at all, as you would expect. So we're going to move on to the lovely manual gearbox. And how would you describe its feel and the gear change?
It's a beautiful gear change, very soft. I had the Aston Martin Racing lightweight flywheel clutch fitted when I first got the car 3.5 years ago. So unlike a lot of these cars, which are pretty heavy on the gears, this is very, very light. Changes gear, as you can see, very smoothly. And it's a driver's car. I love the manual gearbox. No messing about with paddles. You've actually got to drive it
as it should be. And so presumably the clutch, you have no issues with the clutch. There's no issues with the biting point.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. The biting point's about halfway up. It's exactly how you'd want it to be. And if you're trying to make progress, like on a motorway, you can go through the gears very quickly, very easily.
And are you happy with the performance of the car's braking?
Fantastic. Touch the brakes and it will start to slow. It can be quite, abrupt. But it always keep it a straight line. And if you need it to, it will stop very quickly.
Perfect. So like Paul said, it's a bit of a wobbly road, but I can't hear any sort of knocks or any unwanted noises coming from the wheels, which is good. We did brake earlier on. I couldn't hear any squeals or any nasty grinding. And Paul said sort of uses it fairly regularly, sort of averaging about 2,000 to 3,000 miles a year, which is always good news. And he's basically selling the car because he's changed his role in terms of jobs, and he's going to need to do a bit more commuting. And it'd be a shame to use a £40,000 mileage car to use for his commute. And in terms of the dashboard functions, is there anything worth highlighting at all?
Sorry, someone's just pulled out on me.
So there we go. That was a perfect opportunity to show that there's no pulling on the steering wheel at all.
No. Dashboard, everything. Obviously, no lights on. Everything's working. You can also see up here. I've had a new HD screen fitted along with Apple Car. Either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So you get Google Maps and you get Spotify. If you like the Jam, that's what's playing at the moment. And that was fitted by Aston Installations, they are the premier people that do the retrofitting on Aston Martin. So that's all there. But everything else seems to work, or is working perfectly well.
And the dash, you were sort of mentioning about the air conditioning. It is functional. I can feel it coming through. It is a really, really hot day.
It is.
But it's just a little weak, isn't it?
It's a little bit weak. It's had a new compressor in, so there's no problem with it, which is the most expensive item you'd need. It's had new pipes in, so had it MOT'd and serviced last week, and one of the advisories was that there may be a very small leak in one of the seals, but they said it was working perfectly, and it has been working perfectly, but today it's 32 degrees outside.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you can feel that you haven't got that complete chilly blast. It's cool, there's no doubt about that, because you've got a big old V8 right in front of you, so it's not uncomfortable. It's just one of those things that you might want to have a look at maybe at the next MOT or service.
Of course. And in terms of oil pressure and engine temperature, have you experienced any issues at all?
None at all.
Perfect.
And in the 3.5 years I've owned it, I mean, I shouldn't say this while I'm driving it, no problems at all. It just hasn't not started, it hasn't broken down, there's never been any overheating, anything at all. It's just driven like an absolute dream.
Super, that's brilliant, thank you, Paul. Potentially do that on the way back when there aren't so many people driving at 1 mile an hour. But what you could do, you can easily hear that lovely engine tone. We managed to get the car up to about 4,000 revs as well, so that's the important thing. But there was no sort of unwanted noises coming from the engine, which is good.